all of this madness started because of this one particular reel that I watched on Instagram. And before I say anything, I just want you guys to watch it. Okay, I'll do the trend. I'll do the trend. This is me before reading Manacled. Yeah, so I watched that and I felt like I want to cry like that. And where is this book? I have to read it. And I did some research and found out that it is a Harry Potter fan fiction. It is actually a Draco Hermione Dramione fan fiction, and it is set in an alternative universe where Harry is dead and Voldemort has taken over the wizarding world. I was intrigued. And someone in the comments of this reel has said that there is a playlist, there is a podcast that has uploaded the audiobook of this fan fiction, and I was like, leave everything aside, I am going to read that. So I read it, and here we are. Here we are to talk about the most insane read of 2023, and yes, the best read of 2023 as of now. So, without further ado, let's get started. Just 5 chapter into this book, I knew that I'll be filming this video, and I finished it 2 days back. I needed to collect my thoughts and think about it, and today I decided to shoot this video. But I also had to do my skincare routine, and I decided to do it together. Well, the concept, this is not my own concept. This concept is from Billy Sarian, who has this she has a channel and she does this series called Murder Mystery Makeup, where she would sit down, talk about true crime stories, and do her makeup. So I decided, why not talk about my most favorite read of 2023 and do my skincare at the same time. Yeah, two best things in this universe. Okay. I have washed my face already, and I'll be using the toner by Aroma Magic. This is not mine. My roommate, if you're watching this, I borrowed this from you. Yeah, so yeah, the story starts into this fallen world where Dumbledore has already taken over the wizarding world. He have captured Hogwarts and turned it into a jail, and we find that Hermione Granger have been a prisoner for a really long time, and she would be given off as a surrogate because okay, so this concept, the writer herself tells that this concept is taken from The Handmaid's Tale, which you guys know is one of my most favorite reads as well. One of the other reasons that I decided to read this book. The High Reeve, who is the highest commanding official at that point of time in Dumbledore's reign of terror, we get to know that okay, the serum is from Dot Key vitamin C. Meanwhile, we get to know that Hermione has some memories hidden in her head, which she have locked. She has used occlumency and locked up some memories, and Voldemort obviously thinks that he needs to get those memories from her, extract those out of her brain because he needs the last standing information of the Order of the Phoenix. And to do that, the best possible way is to get her impregnated, which will change the biological system, and probably her occlumency will come down and they can extract that. So she is being sent to the High Reeve for this purpose. Now, if you all know, then the setting of the dystopian literature of Handmaid's Tale is somewhat similar, where the women are being sent off to the highest officials as surrogates, and they are considered their property. They have no rights of their own. And meanwhile, we see that Hermione is being sent off the High Reeve and finds out that High Reeve is none other than Draco Malfoy. And the name Manacled, it comes from this band which is there around the wrist of all these surrogates, resists them from performing any kind of magic. So it is like shackles, magical shackles, hence the name Manacled. The story proceeds from here. We see the coldest side of Draco Malfoy, but there is also a section of flashback. In this flashback, this is also there in the blurb of the story, so that's why I'm telling you guys. We get to know of this world where Harry and the full Order of the Phoenix have been fighting against the Voldemort's army, Death Eaters, since the fall of Dumbledore. Dumbledore was killed by Draco Malfoy in this universe, and hence started the Reign of Terror by Voldemort. So they have been fighting. The resistance have been fighting really, really hard, really strong, but not to their great success. They have been fighting tooth and nail, but they were not getting successful results. We also see that Hermione was not fighting at that point. She decided to become a healer. She decided to study potion and magic and charms, and she decided to treat the ones who have fallen during this struggle, and she has been treating the injured throughout. So while she is there, she's treating the injured. There is a conflict of interest happening between, conflict of philosophies actually, between Harry and Hermione. Hermione starts believing that eventually, if you have to fight the Death Eaters, you have to take refuge to some of the dark arts to eliminate them, because the all of the members of Death Eaters, all of Voldemort's army, they are using unforgivable curses against the member of the Order of the Phoenix, the Resistance, while the Resistance is not doing anything to stop that. They are just defending. So that's not how you can win a war. Hermione is of that ideology. And meanwhile, Harry says that if we become like the villain while fighting, then what's the point of this fight of good and evil? We will eventually become the darker person. If when this whole thing ends, we will become the bad person while fighting the bad people. We have to believe in the philosophy of love that Dumbledore has been promoting since Harry came in contact with him, since Harry came to know Dumbledore. He have been constantly teaching about the message of love, about the power of love. So the ideological conflict happens, and meanwhile we get to know that, okay, so this is where I am going right now. It is kind of a spoiler, though you can guess that this is how the story would have proceeded. But if you want to read it and if you don't want to know the spoilers, then you can skip this part. I will put the timestamp where you can skip from here. So the Resistance comes with an information. Moody comes with an information, Kingsley and Moody, that Draco Malfoy is ready to become a double agent, and he is willing to work against Voldemort and give Resistance some secret information about what's going inside the Death Eater's mind and how they are going to proceed. So he decided to work as a spy, but he has demanded that Hermione needs to be part of a deal. They have to they have to provide Draco with Hermione, and in return, he will be giving off the secret informations, the statistics, and every other little detail that he can lay his hands on. So yeah, that's the deal. I don't think that I need to explain any further, because if I do so, then I'll be spoiling it all for you. It is a realistic take on the Harry Potter series that is beloved by all. I believe that, yeah, it was not, even though after Order of the Phoenix, no, after Goblet of Fire, when Cedric Diggory dies, after that the whole series takes a bit darker tone, but it stays, it keeps a check on its dark side, because obviously it is a children's book and it is written for children. But Manacled is kind of a very realistic and a very dark take on the effects of war and the people who suffered through it. As I have also told you guys that it is a Dramione fan fiction, so obviously there is a lot of forbidden romance happening, and if you are of that, if you have never really imagined yourself as someone who have been Hermione ship person who ships Draco and Hermione together. Well, I was also not that person, but then you watch, if you try to dig in a bit after you have watched Harry Potter and you start watching those reels and YouTube shorts and other videos, then you come across this very cute video of Tom Felton and Emma Watson riding a skateboard, and yeah, that's where it starts. Okay, that's where you start shipping them together. They look adorable. So yeah, Hermione thing started from there, I guess, and my little Hermione heart felt so satisfied, so at peace after reading this, even though it was really dark, really depressing. Trigger warnings are there for a reason. Please read the trigger warnings before you decide to read this. The writing style of the writer, it was beautiful. The language was beautiful. The narration is splendid. It's very lucid. You go with the flow, and her knowledge of the wizarding world, the writer's knowledge of the wizarding world, is prolific. She uses a lot of medical procedure happens throughout the book, and the way it is explained, it's just it's chef's kiss. It's brilliance. It's perfection. Also, the thing that I want to talk about is how the people who have read the whole Harry Potter series and have watched the movies always felt like Draco Malfoy had so much potential, like so much potential. There was this morally gray hero villain kind of vibe in Draco Malfoy, and J.K. Rowling could have utilized the character arc of this character. There was so much possibility. But oh my god, the readers have seen the potential, and it is reflected in this fan fiction. I think it has done proper justice to the character of Draco Malfoy. If you guys ever plan to, I would not say, like, if you think that you can handle a bit of dark stuff, a bit of dystopia, a bit of abuse and gore, then in the book that you are reading, I think that you should read Manacled. If you have loved Harry Potter, and if you ever in the slightest have adored Draco and Hermione and have thought how things would have developed if they ended up together, then this is the book that you need to read. Also, I forgot to show the moisturizer that I used. It is by Dot and Key. This is also vitamin C. And yeah, that is about the book. I also have to tell you guys that it is written in three timelines, and if you really wish to read it, there is no physical copy available of this book, because obviously it's a fanfic, and all the copyrights are with J.K. Rowling, so it cannot be published. But I will, after this, I will be attaching how you can get a digital copy of it and read it on your Kindle or the Kindle app. It's just, you have to read it. Well, this is the lip balm that I use. It is by Pilgrim. It's called Square Line Peppermint. It is really good. Yeah, I think we are done for today. My skincare is done. I have done my fourth step, no, five step, six step. Cleansing, toning, serum, moisturizer, lip balm. Yeah, five step skincare routine is done, and I am done raving about the book that I absolutely adored. You are gonna cry if you cry while reading the book. If you have cried, if your eyes grow wet while you're reading, then I am 100% sure that there will be moments when you will be crying while reading this. So yeah, that will be all, guys. I will be mentioning now that how you can download the book and read it on Kindle. Firstly, you will need to search Manacled EU3, and then the first link that will follow will be of Archive of Our Own. From here, you have to say yes, continue, and then download the EPUB version of the book. Once the download is complete, you have to click on the file and share it to your Kindle's app. Once you do it, then this window will open where you can change the author's name and then send the file. After doing that, go to your Kindle's app and you will find the file already there. Happy reading! Okay, so I guess that will be all. See you guys again in the next video, which I'll be uploading soon. Bye bye. See you guys.